Good morning, my dear students. We are, of course, having grammar course number 1, and it's a great time to have you on my channel today. Before we begin Unit 42, I have to give you two pieces of advice. One is related to your health. You have to stay at home to keep away from other people. Never mix with other people, never touch them, never shake hands, never come near them or contact them in any way. Never use their clothes or their tools or anything touched by other people. By following this advice, you can, of course, stay healthy, happy, and comfortable. The other piece of advice is related to your studies. You are a student, so you must study very hard. You must study right from the beginning. Never waste time, because time is precious. Never delay your homework. Never, of course, be untidy or lazy. Try to write your full name on the top of each file. Write your name in capital letter and present your file in a good way, in arranged way, and send your files in time. Don't waste time. Don't delay. Don't wait to the last minute. Today we have Unit 42. Unit 42 deals with passive voice. You change the active voice into passive voice. So the actor or the doer becomes unimportant and unknown. Study this example. This home was built in 1935. Was built is passive. Compare active and passive. Somebody built this house in 1935. This house was built in 1935. We have subject and passive. The object becomes subject. When we use an active verb, we say what the subject does. My grandfather was a builder. He built this house in 1935. It's a big company. It employs 200 people. When we use a passive verb, we say what happens to the subject. This house is quite old. It was built in 1935. 200 people are employed by the company. When we use the passive, who or what causes the action is often unknown or unimportant. So we delete it or we put it at the end. A lot of money was stolen in the robbery. Somebody stole it, but we don't know who. Is this room cleaned every day? Does somebody clean it every day? It's not important who. If we want to say who does or what causes the action, we use by. This house was built by my grandfather. 200 people are employed by the company. The passive is here is be, like be is, was, are, and so on, plus past participle. Done, cleaned, seen, eaten, drunk, and so on. We have I mean here, be done, be cleaned, be damaged, be built, be seen, etc. For irregular past participles, done, seen, so on, see Appendix 1 at the end of the book. Study the active and passive forms of the present simple and past simple. Present simple, active, clean, cleans, see, sees, etc. We have here, of course, am is are and cleaned. We have here many accidents are caused by careless driving. I'm not often invited to parties. How is this word pronounced? The active here we have somebody cleans this room every day. This room is cleaned every day. We have active and passive. The past form, the past simple, we have active, cleaned, so we have somebody cleaned this room yesterday. This room was cleaned yesterday. We have passive was or were, plus the past participle cleaned, seen, eaten, written, and so on. We were woken up by a loud noise during the night. Did you go to the party? No, I wasn't invited. Now we have exercises. You must do the exercises by yourself, but I'll do them for you now so that you can learn, train yourself, and then you can do them later on. Now we begin with exercise number 1. Complete the sentences using one of these verbs in the correct form, present or past. We have cause, damage, hold, invite, make. We have overtake, show, surround, translate, write. Number 1 is an example. It is done for you. It is an example. Many accidents are caused by dangerous driving. We have here cheese from milk. The cheese is made from milk. Number 3, the roof of the building. We have in a storm a few days ago. The roof of the building was damaged by a storm. Number 4, you to the wedding. Why didn't you go? You were invited to the wedding. Number 5, cinema is a place where films are here shown. Number 6, in the United States, decisions for president, yes, here are made. I mean here, elections for president are made. Are made every 4 years. Number 7, originally the book in Spanish, and a few years ago it into English. So originally the book was written in Spanish, and it was translated into English. Number 8, although we were driving quite fast, we have here we by a lot of other cars. We were overtaken by a lot of other cars. Number 9, you can't see this house from the road. It is here surrounded by trees. It is covered. It is hidden. Exercise number 2. Write questions using the passive. Some present and some past. Some are present and some are past. Number 1 is an example. It is done for you. Ask about glass. How is glass made? Number 2. Ask about television. When was television invented? Number 3. Ask about mountains. How formed? How were mountains formed? Number 4. Ask about Plato. Yes, here. The planet. When discovered? When was Plato discovered? Number 5. Ask about silver. What used for? What is silver used for? Now we have exercise number 3. Put the verb into the correct form. Present, simple or past simple, active or passive. We have 2 examples. The first 2 sentences are examples. It's a big factory. 500 people are employed. Did somebody clean this room yesterday? We have water cover most of the earth. Water covers most of the earth's surface. And number 4, how much of the earth's surface is covered by water? Number 5, the park gates are locked at 6:30 p.m. every evening. The park gates are locked at 6:30 p.m. every evening. Number 6, the letter post a week ago, and the letter was posted a week ago and it arrived yesterday. Number 7, the boat hit a rock and sank quickly. The boat hit a rock and sank quickly. Fortunately, everybody were or was rescued. Number 8, Richard's parents died when he was very young. He and his sister were brought up by their grandparents. Number 9, I was born in London, but I grew up in Canada. Number 10, while I was on holiday, my camera was stolen from my hotel room. Number 11, while I was in holiday, my camera disappeared from my hotel room. Number 13, why Bill sacked from his job? Why was Bill sacked from his job? What did he do wrong? Number 14, yes, we have here number 12, we have why did Sue resign from her job? Number 13, why was Bill sacked from his job? Number 14, the company is not independent. It is owned by a much larger company. Number 15, I saw an accident last night. Somebody called an ambulance and nobody was injured, so the ambulance wasn't needed. Number 16, where we have these photographs. Take where were these photographs taken in London? Number 17. Sometimes it's quite noisy living here, but it's not a problem for me. I do not bother it, or I wasn't bothered by it. Yes. Finally, we have exercise number 4. Rewrite these sentences instead of using somebody, they, people, etc. Write a passive sentence. Somebody cleans the room every day. The room is cleaned every day. They cancelled all flights because of fog. All flights were cancelled because of fog. Right. Now we have come to the end of the session. And if you have any questions, please tell me. Let me know. I'll be very glad to help you. I'll be very glad to help you if you have any questions. And try to do your exercises regularly. Present your files, your homework in time. Don't delay. And one other, more important, point is that you have to write your full name, first name and last name in capital letters on the top of each file. Don't forget. So now I'll stop here and we'll try to meet you next lecture. Goodbye. Thank you for joining us.